What's going on, world? Brian Wright here, and this is the Brian Wright Radio Show, where our motto is no distractions until riches. Now, distractions equal destruction. Anybody that has ever got to the next level, they'll tell you all they had to do was cut out distractions. Because when they cut out distractions, they found out the things that they can really become and they found out the things that they could really do. So, if that's you and you're the type of person that want to get to the next level, then distractions need to be eliminated immediately. Whether it's internal or external, it doesn't matter. Distractions will always equal destruction. With that being said, the topic today I want to talk about is the basics. Now, I was on the phone with one of my homies. I got a network of brothers, that I talk to periodically, some more than others. And we be on the phone and we be talking like, man, what can make these guys do this? What can make these guys do that? What can make these guys upgrade their lives? What makes them want to get to the next level? And he was talking. He was like, people need to start LLCs. We need to do this. We need to do that. We need to do, all the big stuff. And, I challenged him a little bit, because that's what we do. We challenge each other. And I said, I don't think that's the problem. I don't think the problem is, I think that's too much for the average person. What we need to tell the average person to do is get back to the basics. Now, what are the basics? The definition of basic is forming an essential foundation or starting point, fundamentals. Now, if you know the fundamentals of basketball, I love to go back to sports because, like I said, that's very relatable to people. The fundamental is you got to do a layup with your right hand on your left foot. And when you do a left hand layup, you got to do it on the right foot. Got to dribble left and right, the fundamentals. You can't drag your pivot foot. You can't dribble, pick up the ball, and then dribble again. That's called a carry. So those are the basic fundamentals of basketball. And if you never get those fundamentals down, you will never be at the highest level. You might skip your way through things and stuff like that. You might even make the junior varsity team. You might sneak your way on the basketball team being a favorite. I don't know. But when we talk about getting to the top of the top, the pinnacle, that is something that you're going to have to master without even thinking about it. If you don't master those things, there's no way you're going to make it to the NFL, the NBA, NHL, MLB, whatever their fundamentals are. And that's what I feel like most people are lacking, the fundamentals. Now, what are the fundamentals of life? I think, me personally, I think it involves saving your money, taking care of yourself, taking care of the things you own, and just taking care of yourself overall. But how many people that we know that want to do greater things, but they can't do the basic things? Now, Brian, what do you mean by the basic things? Me and my homie, we was talking again. We was like, we was talking about, when the house is dirty and stuff like that. And we was talking about, when houses get a little bit dirty, we have to clean up. But we know brothers that can't even, as soon as you walk in their house, and we all know people like this, as soon as you walk in their house, what do they have? They got trash on the floor. Their car is dirty. They got grocery bags for trash cans. And I ain't saying nothing wrong with it. I mean, that's what they got for a trash can. They don't actually have a trash can now. Their clothes are hanging out of the dryer. They're leaving stuff in the washer. They got toothpaste in the sink. They got hair in the sink. Their toilet is dirty. And my thing is, how in the world are you going to take care of something? Because everybody, I hear this thrown around a lot. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to own my own business. And ain't nothing wrong with that. You should. But you have to understand that your business is an external entity, meaning that it will not be a part of you. Yes, you will own it, but it is not you. You are not your business. Your business is not you. But my thing is, how in the world are you going to take care of a business, but you can't even take care of yourself? Bruh, when you get up in the morning, you don't even brush your teeth. You got coal all in your eyes. You wearing sloppy clothes. You driving a dusty car. You don't brush your hair. Your breath be stank. How are you gonna get something like a business when you can't even take care of yourself and the things that you own? I always judge people when I go into their homes. I always judge people when I go into their homes, And it's like when I see people, I go in somebody's house and their house is super dirty, like super dirty. Now I don't mean this stuff, little bit of stuff dragging. We all know what I'm talking about when I say super dirty. We done all been to people, I got people like that. I can't even lie to you. You know what I mean? But hey, you gotta love them anyway, right? But you just walk in there and it's just like their place is dirty, their bathroom is dirty, they got clothes on the floor, they got food all over the place. I mean, it's just nasty. You know what that tells me? That tells me that that person's mind is out of order. And guess what? In order to get to that next level, you have to have things in order. So if you can't do something simple, as in when you walk into your spot, and if you're too lazy to bend over and pick it up off the floor, if you too lazy to go downstairs when you put your clothes in the wash. I remember I used to live in the barracks, and I did it a couple times. I ain't gonna lie, but I didn't do it all the time. Sometimes I would forget. I'm not even lying. But we had certain soldiers, and it was the NCO barracks too, and these were leaders. These wasn't soldiers or anything like that. I mean, they moved soldiers in after my deployment, but this was just NCOs. I can't tell you how many times I used to wash my clothes, and then it'd be time for me to put it in the dryer. Next thing you know, I go put it in the dryer, and then the next thing you know, somebody else's clothes in there, and I had to take their clothes out, put it on top of the dryer so I can put my clothes in there. And this happened every week. I'm not even lying. Like sometimes every day. You know what I mean? When I used to just go in there and just see things, like it would always be somebody's stuff on top of the dryer, and it's just like, bro, you can't even take the time out of your day, myself included, to just get up, go grab those clothes and just take them down, fold them, and put them neatly in your drawer. Think about how simple some of this stuff is. But, it sounds comical and it sounds plain, but so many people struggle with it, you know? So many people struggle with things like just taking a shower, just brushing their teeth, just cleaning up after they cook, just all these little things. But they want to have millions of dollars and big old houses and stuff like that. Tell me how that makes sense. Like, if you can't be trusted with the little things, like I said, this is not a religious platform. Whatever you believe in, I don't care. But you would think that the universe, in order to have abundance, right? You have to take care of it, right? In order to have an abundant and a nice looking body, what you got to do, you got to maintain it. You can't just, bam, you got a nice body. Next thing you know, you go back to eating pizza 6 months in a row. You just going to maintain that nice body. You can't just plant crops and then the next thing you know, don't take care of them, don't fertilize them, don't take care of them, make sure the bugs don't get them and stuff like that. Bro, you'll never have an abundance, a harvest. And that's what most people's problem is. And that's why they'll never get their harvest, because they don't take care of the little things that they have right now. If you can't take care of yourself, how in the world do you expect to take care of a business? How in the world do you expect to make millions of dollars and you can't even take care of yourself? You can't even go to the gym 3 times a week. You can't even control yourself not to walk around looking sloppy. You don't even care about your appearance when you step. Business is professional. Business is professional, meaning that if you get into business and you start making a lot of money, you're going to be in different circles. What in the world you look like going to the circle musty with dusty clothes, not brushing your teeth, not doing nothing, wearing beat up shoes? what are you gonna look like in a business setting? I remember 50 Cent said that one time. He said he ran into certain cats and he said he did not give them an opportunity. They would come and they would interview and they would try to persuade him to invest in stuff. You know what he said? He said some cats used to show up to the business meetings, an unwrinkled shirt, just looking all sloppy and looking dirty and just trying to get him to invest millions of dollars. And he's just like, bro, look at the way that you look. I'm not investing no money with you. And that's what business is. It's collaboration. Like business doesn't work by itself. In order for there to be a Walmart, it got to have us, right? Because it's not Walmart without the people. Business works the same way. It's reciprocity. I think that's the word. Yeah, it got to be reciprocated. That business doesn't run by itself. So it's like, how in the world do you expect for somebody to reciprocate some energy to you? Something like, I'm going to invest in you. Because that's what most people want. Most people, if I had this, if I had that. But if you had it, you wouldn't even know what to do with it because you wouldn't show up prepared for it because you have no standards. That's what happens when you don't have any standards. When people don't have any standards, they live a life like that, not even thinking about the basics. Standards are there for a reason. They are there so you can enforce them. I don't care what nobody say. This is how I look when I step out. I know cats right now, they will not leave the house unless they at least got on something, a white tee, some nice looking basketball shorts, and some nice shoes. They might even throw on a fitted cap. But they going to make sure they go somewhere looking presentable because they don't know who they going to run into. It's females. They the same way. I used to date a girl and, it was like she would never leave without putting on her perfume and making sure her hair straight and stuff like. I always say dudes can learn a lot, looking at when it comes to grooming, looking at the way women do things because women take care of themselves. And in this so-called masculine world that we live in, it's just like, bro, you should be taking care of yourself too. The same way they do things like put on perfume, you can put on cologne, bro. Smell good. I got some cologne right now. Smells so good. It's called 1 Million. I'm trying to tell you, I got another cologne called Invictus. It smells amazing. As soon as I walk into a room, they say, oh my God, what is that smell? That's how good it smells. So that's my standard when I walk out because I want to be known as somebody that smells good. I got nice teeth. I want to be known as somebody that got nice teeth, that take care of his teeth. How many people everybody knows somebody that got them buttery teeth and their teeth just look disgusting every time you see it. And it's just like, bro, you don't see that guck in your teeth? Like, just disgusting. Brush your teeth. Put some Listerine in. Wash your tail. Like, it sounds so basic, but you'll be surprised how many dudes don't do it. Like, I remember I was in Walmart the other day, and this dude was helping me find a mount to mount up my TV. Bro he had to be in his upper 20s, maybe early 30s. Bro was musty. I was like, what in the world is wrong with this dude where he can't smell this? Like everybody can feel and smell when they musty. I don't care what nobody say. All y'all done been musty at one point. Stop capping. All y'all done been musty at one point, whether it was when you was a child. But, when you get like that, you be like, oh, snap. Like, I can smell that. But obviously, bro, he just been used to not doing it and ain't nobody told him nothing. I was just ready to get away from him, because I was just appalled that he smelled like that. But that guy probably thinks like, I want to do this and I want to do that. Bro, you got to put on deodorant, bro. And maybe that was a day that he missed out. Who knows? I don't know. But I'm just telling you, it didn't smell pleasant. But I say that to say, without understanding the basics, you can never get to the complex, because as you grow, it does not get easier. You have to deal with more people. If you're making money, then that means you're dealing with some form of personnel. You have to deal with taxes at the end of the year. You have to get an accountant. You have to deal with all these external sources. But if you can't even deal with yourself, how in the world are you going to deal with that? If you can't even police yourself up, how you going to police other people? Because you can't get rich without enriching people. I don't care what nobody say. You can't get rich without enriching people. The reason why your car dealership or whoever you pick, Chevy, Ford, all of them is rich, because they're giving you a reason. They're enriching you to be able to drive their models to their jobs, to your vacations. The reason why these airports are rich, because they're enriching you to take a flight and get there in a shorter time compared to if you would have drove. So, in order to get rich, remember, you have to be able to not only to take care of yourself, but to take care of others. So, please look in the mirror and say, I'm getting ready to take care of the basics, because the basics is where I need to start before I even think about going to the next level. It's not sun to midnight. It's not how it works. Step by step, gentlemen. Please, let's get back to the basics. I'm even talking to myself, because do I fall flaw of certain things? Absolutely. I am not innocent at all. And I'm saying this to myself at the same time while I'm speaking it to you guys. So let's get back to the basics. You already know the motto. No distractions until rich. Level up.